While people were out here fighting over moldy bread, I was feeding my pigs fresh tomatoes. My old crew was literally on their knees fighting pigs for scraps. My ex took one look at the cucumbers I grew and begged me through tears to get back together. Yeah, I wasn't even interested. Turns out this is a zombie apocalypse world. Resources are dangerously scarce. Everyone can awaken special powers except me, the deadweight. So my own family kicked me out of the base. Left me to survive on my own out there. But nobody saw this coming. I unlocked a zombie control system. While survivors were still choking down cockroach patties, I was already commanding a full army of S-rank zombies to farm, raise livestock, and build for me, all to build the most powerful post-apocalyptic super farm. At this point, a 3-person squad was locked in a fight against zombies. After a few rounds, their powers were almost drained. They weren't gonna make it if they kept going. That's when they spotted a rundown factory up ahead. They bolted straight for it. The second they walked in, they froze, completely stunned. They thought they were hallucinating. In this post-apocalyptic wasteland, plants are basically extinct, but this place absolutely thriving. The girl pinched herself and realized, nope, this is real. But then, the glasses guy suddenly spotted an S-rank zombie. Move! Think you can run? All 3 of them unleashed their ultimate moves. But it did absolutely nothing to the S-rank zombie. The zombie just launched itself into the air, and with one punch, sent all 3 of them flying. Then it activated its skill, and the girl was about to die on the spot. Boss, Akong, how many times do I gotta tell you? Don't fight in the veggie patch. What if you scare the customers? That's a 10 crystal core bonus deduction on this month's KPI. The girl's entire worldview just got destroyed. For context, a B-rank zombie takes a full 3-person squad to handle. An A-rank can wipe out a 7-person squad. And this guy is out here commanding an S-rank zombie with superpowers. What kind of monster is this dude? Me, completely innocent. I just hired some zombies for work, that's all. How does that make me a monster? Then I pulled out some tomatoes I grew and started hyping them up like crazy. Wanted them to try some. I needed to move product and earn crystal cores. But that move completely freaked all 3 of them out. Is that a tomato? I think I've seen this mentioned in ancient records. Didn't those go extinct from the virus and radiation? Even if it's real, you're just casually pulling out something this rare? There's gotta be a trap. But they couldn't detect any trace of infection. I just stood there awkward. Are these really that bad? Nobody even wants them for free? Guess they're really not selling. Fine, if they won't eat them, I'll just throw them to the pigs. When they actually watched me dump all those tomatoes into the pig pen, all 3 completely lost it. Such a waste. Aren't you afraid of getting struck by lightning? The girl immediately screamed that she wanted some too. She picked one up and took a long, deep sniff. Then very carefully took the tiniest little bite. Oh my god. That's the taste, exactly like the books described, sweet and tangy. The other 2 saw this and rushed over, tripping over each other. Zero dignity, just dropped to the ground and went to town. They never in their wildest dreams thought that in this apocalypse, they'd get to eat fresh tomatoes until they were stuffed. After that, they remembered why they were there, and begged me to sell them some supplies. Oh, finally, a customer. I've been waiting for this. But what's the right price? Crystal cores are the hard currency out here. 500 crystal cores covers a whole month of expenses for a regular family. Can't go too high and scare them off, but can't go too low and look dumb. It's the apocalypse. A lot of people out there can barely eat. So after thinking it over, I held up one finger. 500 regular crystal cores per pound. That cheap? I've got 50,000 crystal cores, we'll take 100 pounds. 50,000 just like that. They really think 500 crystal cores a pound is a deal. These suckers, looks like my system upgrade is finally within reach. I then took them to pick up the goods. The second the tarp came down, shocked again. The girl was so overwhelmed she was in tears. These supplies could keep our base going for a whole week. We're saved! But then, they hit another problem. With all this stuff, 3 people couldn't possibly haul it all back. Still stressing about transport? Introducing our latest offer, the Zombie Guaranteed Delivery Premium Package. So I called out Akong and he activated his spatial ability, instantly storing every single item. Needless to say, shook again. Just as the 3 humans and 1 zombie were almost back at the base, the guards on the wall had already spotted them through a scope. And the very next second, the whole base was on full alert. From his view, the 3-person squad was being held hostage by an S-rank zombie. When the level 1 alarm went off, all 3 frantically waved and screamed they were friendlies. But nobody could hear them. With every gun and cannon aimed straight at Akong, he was ready to go off. But then remembered what I told him before he left. Don't cause trouble. Drop off the goods and come right back. So to keep his paycheck, he just laid out all the supplies. Final payment due, please. The second the soldiers saw those supplies and a zombie asking to get paid, they just stood there blank. But they snapped back real quick. Lowered the crystal cores down in a basket. Akong grabbed the cores and bounced. Back inside, everyone was losing their minds over all the supplies. Meanwhile, the military had dug up everything on me. His name's Zhang Yang. He's got a half-brother named Zhang Ji. 3 months ago, Zhang Ji and his mom kicked him out of the base, missing ever since. The general also decided, going forward, they'd pay 5,000 crystal cores per pound. Can't let someone doing right by us get shortchanged. If I'd heard that, I would have woken up from sleep laughing. To show me they were serious, they put together a top-tier delegation to come find me. With the zombie horde incoming, whether they'd survive this crisis, all came down to having enough supplies. Meanwhile, I was in the middle of a system upgrade binding a new contract employee. Employee, boss lady number 1, binding successful. Congratulations, host. You've obtained your first elite employee. This was absolutely perfect. A compatibility rate of 99%. The higher the compatibility, the stronger the growth potential. But before I could even enjoy it for 1 second, a freaking energy cannon blasted my perfect employee. Warning, elite employee boss, lady number 1 has been eliminated. My 1,000 crystal cores! A bunch of uninvited guests just barged in. It was my half-brother. Him and his mom were the ones who kicked me out in the first place. Now that they found out I was still alive, they came to finish the job. Suddenly, his lackey spotted the fresh vegetables. Just like that, he figured he was set for life. Next second, he ordered his boys to take me out. You just messed with the wrong person. Everyone, drop what you're doing. Come on out, SS rank zombies.